Can share it. Oh, no, I got this one. Damn.
Online stopwatch.
And you are live.
I'm going to turn this TV off for. I don't know. I guess we. No, you're pretty good. Why is Tony
I think it
so
looks
bright?
pretty good.
I'm catching a light from over there, I think. And I don't know why.
Try this TV. Brian, is he looking any better when I turn this off?
No.
I mean, like light-wise.
No, he looks exactly the same.
I think it's that light there.
It looks a bit better. That actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, just turn it off. Leave that TV on. We just need to get some powder on you, Tony. Just a little bit.
A lot of surface area there, fellas.
We're gonna need a lot of powder.
Here, I'll push my hair down.
I guess you could throw.
His
some
main
stuff
would
I
be
think you need a
in
hat.
the main event.
because
this
we're all
Friday
wearing
be
hats,
capitalized main
and
event or
Tony
not?
doesn't
No.
have one.
No? I always feel like
I mean, he's a little bright, but I mean, he's the only one.
Maybe it's his camera.
It's not your computer screen, is it?
Take your camera and rotate it like I got mine. How yours is leaned forward. Lean it back so there's more of you in the frame and more of the background in the frame. Oh, here, I'll show you. Yeah.
Oh, like, okay. That's better. Somewhat.
God damn it.
Now your eyes look all sunk back in your head.
Try to whitewash it.
Are we still not live?
No, we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, you're live.
Really?
Yep.
Because I can't get it to come up. Probably a few seconds
Yeah,
behind.
but how about you turn your screen brightness down a bit?
Me? Yeah, good call.
I meant Tony.
Yeah, there's a shot. Not that far. There you go. That's what, 2 notches?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's whatever. It is what it is.
Why don't we just turn off all the lights?
Well, at this
I'm all
point,
for it.
So, by the way, you got a new nickname, Corey. It's Smithical.
How did I get that?
I just made it up.
Oh, wow. That's how you got it. Take that, Corey.
This motherfucker's Smithical, man. Some crazy shit.
Stick it down your throat.
And Smithicate.
Oh, hey, can I talk about my new shows? I
Yes.
just started 3 of them yesterday.
Yes.
Sweet.
Shiny Bitches.
Yep.
All about girls being shiny, and I don't like it.
Tony Shiny.
All about Benjamins. It's all my friends named Ben that come in and do a podcast with us.
No. The other one's Susan B. Anthony's. It's about clothing for cross-dressers. And the other one...
That's pretty good.
And the other one is the Latex Glove podcast. So if we can just promote those whenever we get a chance.
What do
Absolutely.
you guys talk about on Latex Glove Podcast? Types of latex gloves or what you do with them? both.
It's a potpourri.
Is that potpourri?
Yeah. It's a.
How do you feel about powdered
It's
gloves?
a slice of life.
How do I feel about what?
Or powdered latex gloves, where they got the powder on the outside for the, like.
They really got away from the meaning.
Tune into our next episode.
Oh, that's what it's.
Don't get me started.
Oh Lord, can't wait for this.
Oh, and we also started another one. It's for our new restaurant, International House of Corn on the Cob.
Dude, I was just saying the other day, I wish there was an all corn on the cob all the time restaurant.
Yeah. Our motto is, come on down, don't be such a faggot.
It could work. You might have a little trouble in San Fran if you try to.
That's a Zach Galifianakis joke.
Funny
I
guy.
love that joke.
Calm down, Tone. You're gonna make it.
oh, that's good.
All right. Let's roll, baby.
All right.
All right. I've got a lot of writing to do.
Not so fast, as Brian would say.
At the end of the day,
No,
That's the
I
old
do. I do it differently now.
No, well, yeah, what a shock, huh?
It's
3, 2.
Don't
Oh
yell
my
this
God.
time. Or back his mic off.
LightUpMedia.fm presents.
This is what I sound like.
Not So Fast. Now your host, Tony, T.O., Corey, and Big E.
Welcome in, Not So Fast, Pop Culture Edition, boys and girls. That means Big E sits in with Corey, T.O., and me, your host. Tony. We are brought to you by Audible.com and by Amazon.com. Go to NotSoFastPodcast.com. Look for the Amazon banner. Click on the Amazon banner and get your Christmas shopping done now. It's all you need to do. All right. Was anyone planning to burn a flag by chance?
No.
It's
I got
illegal.
mine
Isn't
done
it?
last year.
Well, it's going to be apparently.
Big shock.
You got any thoughts on this one, Corey? This is also protected by the First Amendment.
Yeah, 1969 they did something too. Can't think of it right now. But how are they gonna do this? Go through? This is gonna be a vote in the House?
There's no way this passes, right?
Bullshit.
Burning the flag illegal? That's just retarded.
It's a Republican-controlled House.
Yeah, but even still, I mean, civil
You
liberties,
watch.
people. Yeah, they're not too big on civil liberties.
Year in jail is the punishment.
Including a possibility of jail time
Or death.
or dismemberment.
Unfucking believable.
We aren't even to January 20th yet, and it's started.
December.
You
January
know.
12th.
That's the
I-
it's the inauguration
I'm
date.
kidding. I know.
You know how
Jesus.
bad this is gonna be, right?
It's
It's gonna be in the news cycle every day.
I knew it was going to be bad. I had no clue that it was going to tip into surreal talk, and that E, who does surreal talk on lineupmedia.fm, would be given basically a topic a day that he could go conspiracy theory on.
I totally won't, though.
For you, Trump's a godsend.
Eh.
Are you kidding?
See, you automatically assume I love conspiracy theory. I find it, I don't know, loathsome. It's a lot of work trying to prove theories that just can't be proved. You know what I mean? My brother loves it. He loves the aspect of he's finally getting back on the government. You know, they're not getting by on him. I don't care if they.
Well, he's going to have plenty to talk about. You're going to have something new. I mean, it's general goofiness every day. We're recording this show on November 30th.
We live in a circus state now.
Again, burning the flag. You're going to go to jail.
The president is a clown.
And we got a recount coming.
And he won the popular election. I didn't know if you knew
He
that.
claimed that. He did, yeah.
Oh, he said
I had
he's-
not known that either, but he did.
He
I was
won
not
it.
aware of that.
He won the
I
popular.
did not know that.
If you
He won the
remove
popular.
all of the illegal votes that happened, I actually won the popular vote.
And no evidence of illegal votes whatsoever.
Is he going to come off as much of a buffoon as so many people see him? Because
Yes.
the way I see it is he's made the presidency a joke. Like, you can't take it seriously anymore. Because now you're like, well, fucking, it's Donald Trump. Like,
They'll let anybody do it.
yeah. Like, anybody can win now.
Might as well be jury duty at this point.
Who do you blame, though? Like, where do you place the blame?
Pat
On our
Sajak, squarely on Pat
country.
Sajak.
The media?
No, stop it with the media.
No, but
Stop
I mean,
it.
there's
Stop it.
it got out of
Please.
hand.
What got out of hand?
Just that this guy was ever taken seriously. And I don't think that anyone ever thought that this was a possibility, so they continued to throw this out there. They continued to have a field day with it to get ratings.
Well,
And
they certainly
and-
got ratings.
Trump didn't think it was possible. Think about it.
No.
He's saying for the longest time, I don't know that I'll accept the results. That's not the man who knows that he's going to win.
Did you know that he said that he didn't think he'd make it past November last year?
Neither did I.
And now he's your president? That's
Elect.
something to be proud of. Makes you want to.
So they have a thing.
2 years ago, I hadn't even thought about this.
Haven't I heard about there's a protection of the First Amendment Act, and then we have a president attacking something that the First Amendment protects.
I mean, they're going.
A president-elect.
He doesn't know.
They want to
that.
pass a bill to make it illegal to protest. Like, protest anything.
Of course. Get away from
Police
Get
state.
away from
This is
our
unbelievable.
Get away from our pipeline, fuckers.
Well, I mean, how lost is he? He's all about freedom
It's-
and getting government out of everything.
it's
That's
not-
what the Republicans run
It's
on.
not just him though. It's the entire. I don't know. It's so frustrating. But like, I really think what's going to happen. I think we're going to find that Trump is not.
And by the way, we're not
he's
reading
a-
these off
he's
Facebook.
like a figurehead.
I
But
am.
I think I think we're going to realize he's more liberal than anything. And I think what's going to happen is your true.
I don't even
That's if the Republican Party can't get
I
a hold
don't
of
even
him.
care about liberal versus conservative. I care about crazy versus non-crazy at this point.
But that's what's going to piss off the true old school Republicans.
Well, they should already be pissed off. He said he's going to drain the swamp, and all he's done, the appointments,
Well, exactly.
more fucking swamp.
Yep. And
Let's
These
get
metaphors are killing me.
Let's get the daughter-in-law of the greatest pyramid scheme ever and put her in charge of education.
Madoff?
No, Amway, DeVos.
Not the greatest, but one of the biggest.
So
My
I'm
personal
talking about
favorite.
Madoff.
with what do you think the first thing is? There's just so much with I know.
We can see the gerbil spinning
it's
in your
going.
head right now.
Where's high
What do
pitch
you
Eric?
What do you think the first thing? What do you think is Beetlejuice?
That's
Beetlejuice.
more like John the Stutter.
I know.
Howard.
So
Tat.
what's the first thing he tackles?
Shut up.
First thing he tackles, he's going to start signing executive orders right after everything. He's going to executive order everything. They're going to have all he's going to do is start signing. That's it. He's going to use 21 million people are going to not have health care within a day.
No, I
Hi.
thought I saw that he was not going to get rid of Obamacare. He was going to make adjustments to Obamacare.
Not
did I read that wrong?
He read it wrong.
At first, I think he said that. Now I.
And then the Republicans, I mean, like
Got a
the
hold of
party got a hold of it. And that's what I'm saying.
I don't think this has anything to do with Republicans at this point. I
You think it's just one guy drunk with power that's just going to do whatever the
no,
hell
it's
he
a little
wants?
cabal. It's a little cabal of people drunk with power at this point. It's exactly what it is.
Mike Pence.
You have a little cabal of people, damn near a little cartel, and they're going to run this show. They're going to run it how they want to run it, and consequences be damned.
Can we just set up like a secondary government on the side for the rest of us?
That's what
how
a
that
lot of
works?
people want.
I want to set up like a new house.
So
What's going to happen in this recount?
Nothing.
Nothing? What if we all have to vote again? What are you going to do if you have to vote again, E?
Probably won't.
Punch people walking into
So-
the voting.
Oh, my God.
the
They're
irony
the
in
same
all
in
that
Illinois.
is
I'm not going to bother.
Trump the whole time said it was going to be rigged. There's all these voter fraud cases, and then he wins, and now he can't believe, and he's appalled that there's an idea of a recount when he pretty much campaigned for it the entire time, and up until the day of the election, he started scheduling rallies in states and counties where there was thought to be
More incest.
no close.
Well, but the rates are high.
Yeah, where there would have been fraudulent voters at.
Yeah. Well, look, the truth, and it's nowhere near this cat.
I'm tired.
Just follow PolitiFact. If you do yourself a favor, follow PolitiFact on Facebook. Their fact-checking service. I know what some conservatives are going to say. I find them to be very fair.
It's unpatriotic.
He rates false to pants on fire, which is one of their categories, by the way. Pants on fire is actually a category, meaning you're lying out your ass.
Yeah, liar.
Okay? 75% of the time.
saying.
75% of what comes out of his mouth is
Thought it was
not
literal.
accurate.
Is that the worst of all time?
Here's something that's blowing my mind about the whole Trump thing. He's actually considering Linda McMahon for a position in the administration. She has a meeting today.
Read
with
the
Trump.
day it was not happening.
Secretary of Commerce, right?
It's something. It's not that.
Not?
That's been complete. He's already picked a Secretary of Commerce, Wilbur
Okay.
Ross.
Oh. So
So-
what's the new position?
I don't know yet, but she still has a
Something
meeting
for
today with
Linda
him.
McMahon, though.
Something for Linda.
Because God
yeah.
knows we need the wife of the wrestling mogul running our government.
she's
She's
a
ran
failed
for
politician.
office.
Yeah.
I don't give a
How
shit.
many times?
Same amount as
Twice.
Trump. Oh, never mind.
In
One more.
Connecticut?
That's a real place.
It is.
It's amazing. It's just. Is it going to die down? Or
No,
do
it's
you
not.
think the
No,
next
it's
4
not.
years it's going to
No,
be like this?
No, this is only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse.
So Castro dies and a new dictator comes in.
What?
No,
It's not-
The
it's-
dictator has
no.
already been in place for many
It's
years.
7
now,
years?
so-
I'm kidding.
Stop kidding. We don't know when you're kidding. Oh,
I'll
sorry.
quit kidding.
I don't mean to chime you.
No more jokes. No more jokes.
All right.
God damn it, Stevie.
Yeah. This is a
Boy.
shit.
Snail's pace.
Corey, this is a shit show.
I know.
And I have suggested that Corey start his own podcast called The White Liberal Male and just talk about every news item that comes up. Because if right-wing radio can do it, why can't this guy?
You know, I kind of agree.
Pull one up and see what he does.
Jesus
Let's just give him a thing and go.
So I kind of thought about the same thing. Like I said to our buddy over here that works at KMOX, and I said that, I mean, you have to wear a hood to get it over there because it's all right-wing. I mean, every AM radio station is nothing but right-wing shit. So maybe somebody does need to get a left-wing side going.
I tried it 10 years ago with the station, and I got nothing but resistance from management.
You mind saying what station?
Yeah. It was called 1190 The Talk Monster out of St. Louis. The mainstay show was Al Franken, syndicated national show.
Really?
And
Senator?
Senator now, but he had to quit the show because he was making the senatorial run. Now, he had been on the air for about 18 months, but the first month we had him on, we booked an Arbitron. It's possible. It is workable. You just need the right outlet, and you need to get the message out there. It's totally workable.
Yeah, but
shame on the Democrats and whoever's on the left for never doing it and just giving it all away to, again, very talented broadcaster. As far as broadcasters go, nobody is better than Rush Limbaugh at the art of broadcasting.
Yes, but they are also the extreme.
That's what plays, baby.
Right.
Three extremes. Triple X.
But that's why, like T.O. says, I think Trump's going to find he's liberal. No 70-year-old white guy with these thoughts in his brain is going to find himself to be liberal at any point.
Trump plays the polls just like he did in his, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so, but that's a Clinton type thing too. So did Bill Clinton.
You do that to get elected.
He'd lick his finger every day, stick it in the wind, see which way it was blowing, and then make a decision.
And you think it's going to be any different?
I thought that for a second. Now I do think it's going to be different because I think he has no general idea of what's going on around him. To sit and tweet at Anderson Cooper and CNN for the way they represent his meetings
that's why
with
I think
somebody.
He's going to do the polls because that's what he's going to see right in front of his face. It's everything that people are yelling about. See, I think
because whatever he says, people are like, yeah, it's actually scary.
It's backwards.
He's a populist reactionary, which is really scary.
Yeah.
Populist is scary enough because all you're doing is
normally
right.
I would make a joke here.
You're just listening to the...
Throw a joke out
that's
of my
right.
office. I would
You're just
suggest
listening.
To do something to somebody.
Right.
I can't do that anymore.
Populist, that's Kardashian
Let's do it
type
anyway.
logic. We're going to create a product.
They're part of the problem.
Well, but they're
Idiots, savants,
morons.
And the other
I've got
thing,
morons on my team, Corey.
Surrounded by assholes.
I mean, we've sat and listened to Barack Obama give speeches and how articulate he is, and now we're going back to basically George Bush with strategery and
Fool me once, shame on you.
We're not going to get fooled again.
Fool me twice.
But I mean, that's what we're going to get. I mean, could you imagine, like, if when we have a school massacre or something, and you get to meet the president, and here up walks Donald Trump now.
It will turn into a tirade.
It was their fault.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They shouldn't have been in that school.
Here will walk up Donald Trump with trucks full of AK-47s
That's
for
what
the
I mean.
teachers. Arm yourselves,
We're going to
teachers.
start having air marshals in the classroom.
It is
coming.
depressing.
So if you're the
Marshals?
if you're the Democratic Party right now, you're strategizing for 4 years already.
Don't run Chelsea Clinton.
No, you're
No, but
strategizing. You're strategizing for 2 years. You're going for 2018,
Well-
and you're going, and you should be in every congressional district in the United States.
Lying.
Lying through your teeth. This is what Hillary should have done. Remember what I said? She should have walked out on that stage and she should have said, Donald, I know you're really for women's rights, but you have to say that you aren't because you're with these yahoos. She just should have lied through her teeth. And
asked about abortion.
She should have said, I know that you really support gun control because you're not a fan of your neighbors having guns. You've told me this before when I was at your wedding because you didn't want to have any guns at your wedding. Just lie. It works. It works, and it works like a charm.
It worked for him.
There's no, it will work for anyone. Yeah. Just lie. The one thing that you're told, you go to media school, whatever type, whether it's You say it loud enough, you say it long enough, people will start believing it. It's that simple.
Who does the Democrat Party put out as the face?
No
clue.
No clue.
I know.
No clue.
I mean, Corey mentioned a name earlier.
Cory Booker?
No, Corey mentioned Chelsea Clinton.
No, we're not doing dynastic families.
No, I'm telling you right now, though.
That would be an appalling decision.
We already tried it twice.
It's like
we did
your
Bush
opinion,
and
man.
Bush and Clinton and Clinton.
Well, we had Kennedy before that.
True.
And Roosevelt before that.
Also
If we
true.
want to have a monarchy in this country, because everyone in this country seems to be so fucking infatuated with monarchies, then go to England.
Get the fuck out.
Go.
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm getting kind of carried away.
I'm not.
Because that's essentially what the voting public is because
Now
now
like it, leave.
that's what we've done.
Shoe boy.
Roosevelt's, Kennedy's. There's a stat, Corey, from 1980 until 2008, there was a Bush on every presidential election ticket, except for like one, and I think that might have been 96.
Jeb. Who was the other one? Was it Jeb that ran? Did he run each time?
No,
The one from Florida?
George in 1980,
Right.
in 84, in 88,
He was vice
in
president.
92,
right.
not in 96, 2000, 2002, 2000 or 2004. You got to get to. I mean, we don't need dynasty political families. We don't need them.
Well,
When you're as smart as the Bush family, the
Then
track
go
record
make
and-
money then.
I'm kidding.
And they are
Again,
smart.
joking.
Well, they're
The second one wasn't that great. Wasn't the best of them at all.
not a deep thinker.
No.
Not a deep thinker.
Good for sound bites though, and good for
It's really overrated.
good for your sketch TV shows, and that's the one positive out of.
Oh,
Trump.
SNL should be fantastic for the next 4 years,
There's
Baldwin's
going to
gonna
be
kill.
some really good.
unless they
sketch-
ban SNL.
makes you wonder. Makes you serious.
No, you serious? You got.
shit.
I mean,
It's like I watched Samantha Bee. I'm like,
You know
she
anything-
might be gone.
you know anything about Jeff Sessions?
I've heard some. I've heard some. I've read a couple things. I already know that half these guys are lunatics, and nobody seems to care, or nobody.
But-
I don't think anybody thought this through, and that's the other problem.
The
is
vice president-
instinctive voting and just not caring about your future.
The vice president believes that if you're gay, you can be rehabilitated. I mean, like he's on record as saying, but that's the thing. I mean, like your old school Republicans love that. That is the old school. So, I mean, like I'm assuming Pence will run after Trump's thing.
So the party that says they're limited government is now going to use government to rehabilitate gay people.
Yep.
Fucking.
I love that thought. Rehabilitate a gay person like they've got some sort of injury.
I mean,
Okay,
he's
first
on
of
record.
all,
You
those
should look,
already exist.
You
I don't
should-
know if everybody knows this, but those already exist.
You
Like,
should-
churches think they can rehabilitate.
That's
gay
the thing. He thinks that through the church.
Yeah.
You should read his stance on this stuff.
They
It's
already
amazing.
have that stuff in Indiana, in Arizona, in the middle America.
Where's he from? Is he from Indiana?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
that's what I was gonna say,
fucking
yeah.
scumbag motherfucker. So
Get her down.
just the way I feel about him.
He's the reason Donald Trump will not be impeached.
Disagree.
SNL joke, not mine.
Yeah, but I disagree. I think they could still do it. And they'll
They-
be
they-
like, "Oh,
if
we're
they
screwed."
do, they're going to have to take them both out.
Well, yeah.
Magic
Because
bullet.
everything you read about Pence,
No,
it
that's my
scares me
that's
more
my
than
real
Trump.
yes. That's my disaster scenario.
Yeah.
He's like pro-Trump, like how do I rephrase? Professional. The guy he's a politician. He knows what he's doing, but he's also got Trump's views, so he's a little more scary.
And his views are even more extreme than Trump's. Like
Hit me with it. I don't know nothing about
He was born in like 1892.
So he's 118 or something.
Yeah.
He
in
believes-
terms of his thinking.
he believes females should not wear anything that show their arms or legs.
Oh, I disagree
he's
totally.
not.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so seriously, what is your biggest fear? I know mine.
Spiders.
Besides that,
Oh.
what is your biggest fear with this guy?
I'm
I'm going to have friends who suffer if some of this gets passed. I am.
Yeah, the gay rights thing really.
They're going to
bothers me.
suffer.
That's the same thing I was gonna say. I working with what Tony and I worked in
Working with Tony, I hear you.
6-7
Yeah.
years ago, and seeing how big the gay and lesbian community how a lot of the stuff that was passed benefited them and what it meant to them, the chances that a lot of their rights are taken away, that really, really bothers me. And it shows, to me, it just shows how close-minded. And again, I understand some people that voted for Trump and vote Republican for certain reasons that affect their daily lives, but I see how this affects their daily lives and their what is called family, and how they're classified as a family with their insurance being taken. I mean, like, just the littlest of things, how this could impact certain people.
My sister
it scares me.
She's married to a woman, lesbian marriage. If Trump gets his way, what happens to their marriage? It just dissolves, I guess.
Dissolves. They can't be on the same health, no health care. You know, like if one of them works, she's not allowed to be on, a beneficiary on the health care plan. It's crazy. They won't even be able to be recognized as a family at a gym, let alone health care and other things.
The other things that disturb me are the ability for public businesses to deny services.
I didn't even think about that.
You know, that's one. I talked to I met a guy who's from the Dominican Republic. His parents were. He's a United States citizen. He was born here. And this is before the election. And people we were with, he's about 22 years old, said, does this make you nervous? He goes, well, I'm not worried about being deported, but I got to tell you, yeah, it's making people in my family nervous.
Yeah.
But because people, they see brown and they think Mexican. They don't realize that's Puerto Rican or Dominican or, I mean, I
like
really
the way you
feel
put
that
that.
way.
I know.
But it's funny because there's like, oh, the Mexican. Well, no, they're not from Mexican. They are.
They're not from Mexican.
They're not
but
from
they
Mexico.
they're not Mexican. They're not. But they're grouped. Honest to God, people are grouped that way.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like this area especially, that
Yeah, Latin does not equal Mexican.
exactly. People look at players on the Cardinals and they'll be like, that Mexican.
No,
that
it's not.
Mexican.
For once
that
and for all,
Mexican shortstop they have.
Yadier Molina's from Puerto Rico. Puerto Rican.
But it's all.
So you say.
It's all Mexican to a lot of people.
Albert
around
Pujols
here.
was Dominican.
East Mexico.
I'll tell you the two things, and we can finish this.
Yeah.
One, civil war in our country, which we have enough mouth breathers in the area that we live in that would be taking up arms or whatever, going to the shooting range or getting them boys out of here. And then the other thing is Putin spreading and it turning into the Red Army again. And that could be real nasty, especially when somebody comes to us and pays us and says, "Oh, you guys said if we'd pay you, you guys would defend us." Then Trump having to go back on his word with him. Because that was all nonsense bullshit talk with Clinton. Oh, it's going to be war if she gets elected. That was bullshit.
Well, at the debate,
scare tactic.
at the debate, he said,
Well, he offered a protection racket.
pretty much he
We'll
said
be the
we'll
mob.
be the mob.
Yeah, we'll be the mob. You pay us.
We're done taking care of countries that don't
Scary.
pay us.
This should scare some people, but I think it should scare a lot of
I mean, E and I have young daughters, and it does worry me for their future of what the state of the country and the world's going to be in when they're 15.
Your kids will
10,
learn
12
about
years from
Donald
now.
Trump.
Well,
so.
because here's the reality is, then think about this. You're only 10 to 11 years away from having to deal with their reproductive rights.
And honestly,
that if something really happens that limits reproductive rights, it's that generation, millennials or post millennials now that are going to catch it. It's your daughters, guys.
Well,
I mean, because you can't just undo this overnight.
your 18 and 19-year-olds went into this election thinking the issues were free college
They
and
didn't
student
vote.
loans. No, what I'm saying is it was Bernie Sanders. They went into hearing what Bernie was saying about, free college. We got to cut back on.
Yeah, they heard Santa Claus.
They didn't vote.
They heard all this shit. And the reality, just 6, 7 months, 8 months later, is, holy shit, I might not be able to abort a child if I'm raped. I might not be able to. I mean, like, the reality of what was going on in their eyes,
It did a
and what
180.
really happened, it's night and day. Like
Yeah.
it is.
That's a shame.
It's frightening, but again, it is this generation that they hear something and they think, oh, that's great, and then my guy didn't get. I didn't get my way.
Their parents
He didn't win.
aren't helping anything
So
either.
it's the entitled. There's this generation of kids that are entitled. So I'm not going to vote, or I'm not going to do this, or my person didn't win. So
I keep hearing this, but I've yet to meet any of these kids.
but they.
I've had enough of your circular logic.
But have you not heard though
I keep
you
hearing
see it on the news? And again,
I'll tell you why. My daughter gets attacked for this.
Physically?
No.
Being intelligent.
No, for entitlement. She had a relative hand her the Constitution once and say, you should really read this.
I'm not talking about
Okay?
growing up in a nice neighborhood and having a nice car as a
No,
kid.
no, I know
There's
what
a
you're talking.
difference.
I know what
There's
you're
a
talking
difference.
about. So, 2 days after the election, one of my relatives posts on Facebook, the college kids, being emotional about the election, and a lot of classes are canceled the next day because kids were up late at night. It disturbed a lot of them, and her reply is, "This is absolutely ridiculous." That's her post. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Three comments later, here comes my daughter, and just fillets her. Just Game of Thrones her ass.
That's the one I read, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was spot on.
Nails it. Spot on. The reply she gets is so unintelligent and so fucking stupid
Oh, that's right. I remember
that
this.
another relative weighs in and says, "You really don't understand any of this,
Well,
do
no,
you?"
They comment because she's younger than them. So
Yeah,
since she's
well,
younger, she's
Let
not
me tell
as
you,
smart and she
let-
doesn't understand
exactly,
in their eyes.
Exactly, and that's
what
the
it
trouble
is.
you run into
Yep.
if you call this young bunch the entitled bunch. Because there's another thing that this young bunch is.
Well, no, I'm
This-
not saying it like that. I'm saying there's a group that since Bernie didn't win, they went and voted the opposite.
All
they
young,
went,
I know, and they were being ridiculous.
but there was a group that did that.
Yes,
and
they
I'm
were,
not
and they
talking-
were being ridiculous. As Sarah Silverman said at the Democratic Convention, "You're being morons. Stop it."
Yes. I'm not grouping in your daughter and the
I know
intelligent
you're not.
group.
But,
I understand
but this
that.
is happening, and this is happening in families.
So people are getting like you're saying. There's a blanket statement. There is a
Yeah.
so a generation could get tabbed as
It happens to every generation
It does.
coming
No, I
up.
understand that,
It
and
happened
that's
to
what
the
could
baby
happen.
boomers. Certainly the World War II vets didn't want to hear anything out of the baby boomers' mouth circa 1966, 67. They didn't want to hear it at all. My
story.
grandfather had no tolerance for some of his younger nieces and nephews. None. Could not tolerate it. I have the older uncles today. Same thing. They cannot tolerate
you
it.
guys are soft. You had everything.
Yeah.
That view.
The
There's
reality,
that.
and here's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
reality. This younger generation today is smarter and better equipped than any generation in American history. There are 14-year-olds today who can think rings around 55-year-old corporate professionals.
I would agree with that.
They're just better at it.
Well, they're more
Now-
informed. They have more information at their fingers.
The ones who have taken advantage of it, yes.
Yes.
And there's a lot of them who have taken
And
advantage of
That's
it.
evolution, though. I mean, that's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to become smarter, better thinkers. You're supposed to advance. Are we advancing as a country through this?
I don't
No.
think it has anything to do with who's smarter. I think it's who can wag their dick better anymore.
Well, that's what it's become. It's become the big dick wag
You're
session.
right.
Because we literally talked about penis size during the 2016 presidential election.
Who can scream the loudest? Who can be? I mean, that is not about what's being said, but about how loud you're saying it.
You say it loud enough and long enough.
Yep. No, I
That's
mean,
all
I
there
agree
is-
with you.
There's all there is to it. Yeah, Corey did read that post. That relative unfriended, and a shitstorm in my family ensued.
Your family is kind of like a shit hurricane most times, isn't it?
I don't. You know what? I don't care because I'm. You know what? I'm ready to stand up for I'm ready to stand up for people. I am.
Yeah.
So
I am. It's really simple. I mean, like T.O., our lives really changed when we got around that group of professional athletes because you saw it firsthand. You saw the real concerns. And for those
And what's-
concerns just to be dismissed and blown off by half of our nation, Give me a fucking break.
Corey, you brought. You know what's interesting? To touch on that real quick, I've never really been around any homosexuals, so that was very eye opening for me, and very, I just wasn't around it, didn't know it.
Dude, it was just a new experience.
But
yep.
this whole area is that way. There's not a lot of people that. I mean, I shouldn't blanket statement the
Not
whole
that
area,
you know of.
but a lot of people here don't have those experiences, and I can imagine that a lot of people that vote that way, there's the homophobia, but there's also just people are scared of what they don't know.
Absolutely.
Or they, so it's just, well, that's not normal. That's not like me. That's not like my mom and dad were, and that's not like aunt so and so and uncle whatever. So it's wrong.
Ain't queer land, boy.
Yeah, but Corey, you brought up a Civil War, and no, I want to ask this though because it's something that scares me and worries me. Honestly,
It's already started.
It's already started. It's a cultural
right?
civil war already.
And that's the thing. So when people think of the Civil War, they think of the North and the South. They think of a geographic
East Coast, West Coast.
Well, but they think of it being geographic. If there is a civil war in this country, it's going to be racially motivated. Do you not agree? I mean, like, am I wrong on this? Is it going to?
I don't know that it's racially motivated. I think it's ideologically
So did
motivated.
I. That's what I was going to say.
I think there's your divide.
But a lot of it has
it can be
to do.
split about 4 ways.
Yeah. I think it's ideology.
That's what makes it worse.
Well, it makes it worse and it makes it more violent because it's not. There's no.
Well, there's no clear lines of demarcation,
No,
dude.
it's
It's the guy living next door to you.
exactly that then it just becomes. I mean, that's what's scary about it is because there could be serious numbers happening, and all sorts of statistics right now happening that you could say there is a war going on in this country, but it's not the traditional war.
Look, there's one community that already tell you there's a war
Chicago?
going on, and ethnic community, and that's been going on for a long time.
What about the drug people? There's a war on drugs.
There's been a war on drugs
Yeah,
since
boy,
the
we need
early
that.
1980s.
That's
Just
what we
saying,
need.
there's more than one war.
What it's done is basically create a good jobs program. A lot of money.
I didn't mean to skew you away from what you were talking about.
No,
it
that
has.
was
But
kinda
it's
funny.
it's the
Hey,
war
Throwing
on
some humor in.
I
Throwing
did
some
mean it.
humor in,
No,
baby.
there was. Do you? I forget who this comedian was. It might have been Carlin. There's a war on drugs. There's a war on this, a war on that. You know what there was never a war on? Homelessness.
That was Carlin. Yeah.
That was Carlin?
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason Carlin said there was never a war on homelessness, no money in that one.
Yep.
See, a war on drugs, there's lots of money.
Well, no shit.
War on homeless? No, that's going to cost money.
Exactly.
See, the thing is, you can make money on anything. You just gotta think about it. You can make money off taking people off the streets.
You could.
Plenty of kickbacks. Make the government pay for it. Steal extra tax money on top of it. That's what I do.
Speaking of government jobs and just
That
kind of
might-
getting away from
Might be
this.
happening.
Did you guys? Has anyone seen the movie War Dogs?
No. Is that
It's with
Galifianakis?
No,
or
the fat kid, Jonah Hill, and
the fat kid?
Well, he's big in this movie again. He's put the weight
Oh,
back
he's put
on.
the weight back on?
And then the kid that plays
Miles Teller.
Miles Teller. Have you seen it?
No, but I just know the actors.
It's good.
War Dogs.
These guys pick up. They're just 2 young kids. They kind of oversell who they are, play the role.
It's just like that Nicolas Cage movie.
War of Gods
Or God of War.
Dogs of War?
God of
Lord
War.
of War.
Lord of War. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But-
when he gets those 2 hot Somali chicks sent to him, but he knows that they have AIDS, and that's how they're trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good scene.
But the difference
I had a
is
nickel.
these kids are like 26, 27, and they're getting government contracts. I mean, it's a true story. And they're getting the guns, and they're just brokering deals with different armies and militias and countries that have a surplus of guns from different wars when they've stocked up.
Sure, somebody's got a couple 100,000 Kalashnikovs laying over from the Cold War.
Hello.
But it all had to do with Cheney and Bush having some act that came from all the stuff that
There you
happened
go.
over in Iraq.
There's an
and
episode of Surreal Talk for
they
you.
were no, I mean this is true. This happened.
No, I know, but it's a conspiracy.
It's true.
No, there's
had
no
nothing to do with
conspiracy
it.
to it. They were getting all the deals for their buddies that had all the arms and all the gun companies and
Why don't you come
the
do
tanks.
my freaking show?
It's just a movie. You'll see it in the
way
movie.
more into this stuff than I am.
It's not a conspiracy.
Way
It's
more.
factual.
No, he loves conspiracy.
No, it's not a conspiracy.
No, he loves conspiracy.
Okay.
You do. It's okay that you do.
Homework for you guys. You guys always tell me to watch these bad movies.
I don't do
No,
homework.
they're not bad movies.
Watch-
and first of all,
watch-
you're going. God damn it, you're going to Rogue One. Okay, that's
Fuck
it.
off.
There's no two ways about it. You don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know how it's going to happen. But your ass is going to be next to E and I in a theater watching that movie.
No, I'm not going.
Why not?
I might go like
He
6
doesn't.
months from now.
He's not a big movie
Corey?
guy.
I don't go do things, sir.
Oh, I just had to go see Girl on a Train or something. Fuck that.
Horrible.
I hate movies.
Was that a bad movie?
Oh, Jesus. Talk about 2 hours and 30 minutes of wasted space.
No, that's the movie. What happens in that movie?
The girl gets
forgot.
on a train. You said it.
Who's it got in it here?
Emily
Nobody.
Blunt.
Yeah, nobody.
Emily Blunt. She's a nice.
Oh, it was
I love to look at her.
just god awful.
All right, that's enough on politics.
Yeah,
We're brought to you by Amazon.com.
That was quick.
And Audible.com.
That segment
talk
was
about some
sponsored
fun
by Ricky.
Yeah.
From Sunnyvale.
Eric.
Yeah. Corey has been watching shitloads of Chris Farley. Because do you say the anniversary's coming around?
December 18th.
December 18th.
Yeah, it'd be 19 years.
So have you seen I Am Chris Farley?
Yeah, I didn't even know. I remembered somebody was on a podcast talking about that was coming out and they were doing interviews for it. And it details things you didn't know. Just how he grew up and how he came about in Chicago, and just, man, fame swallowed that poor guy up.
He really couldn't adjust, could he?
Just a party animal.
Well, I like that part.
I mean, he was Belushi almost to a T.
No shit. And right out of the same neck of the woods as Belushi.
Yeah. But it sucks. Like, there was nothing he could do. And
Did he keep thinking he had to just keep raising the stakes?
No, he kept eating the steaks.
No.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, but was it, like, what do I do? Because this was Kaufman's problem, too. He was like, oh, now what do I do?
Well, he was already a heavy drinker. I mean, he was a party guy, and he liked to eat, and he went to he was in and out of food rehabs, and drug rehabs like 19 times.
For quitters.
Like,
oh my,
it just sucked. And I was thinking back to when I was a kid, and of course, I was a fat kid, so I had to do my Chris Farley impersonation.
Yeah,
the old fat guy in a little coat. I'm sure you did that about 100 times.
And see, and I didn't even see Tommy Boy when it came out. But we all watched Matt Foley and the Chris
Foley,
Farley
motivational speaker.
Oh my God! And I had to do it but he made fat kids think like they were funny.
Oh, you could be. Yeah, no, you could be a bigger dude.
Yeah,
you could be a chubster. Okay, but if you were willing to be a little self-effacing, you could also be really cool playing the Chris Farley card.
Pathetic. I mean, really.
I hate saying that, but yeah, that's kind of.
There's an element to it.
I mean, I was a big guy. I would have never fucking did that to myself. Just play to the crowd like that just to make people like me. Fuck you.
But that's
even in high school.
That's kind of how it's changed. That's kind of how everybody's changed. Yeah. I mean, that's not funny. And by the end, I just remember thinking, God, it's kind of wearing thin. Because like the last movie he did was. His last big one was Beverly Hills Ninja.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that movie. And I love Black Sheep and Tommy Boy and what he did in Billy Madison. But, boy.
Great in Wayne's World.
Wasn't his last movie Almost Heroes or something?
Yeah, with Richard Lewis.
Yeah, but nobody saw that. And
Richard Lewis.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
About that
I thought it was
like
the dude who
very
played
similar
Chandler.
to Wagons East, which was John Candy's last movie. They both died on like pioneer movies.
I know.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, but he wasn't on the set. You mean last movie?
Yeah, well, I'm drawing weird conclusions with very little evidence.
But for
Stick
him,
with me.
But then, like, he dies just like Belushi. Dies in a hotel alone. It's just, God, just the most frustrating guys to lose.
I would have liked to seen what he would have been able to do.
Yeah, but he would have never made it. He wouldn't have made it to this point.
I got one for you.
The greatest star.
I want you guys to answer at the same
they
time.
flame out. Yeah,
I'm
you're
going
right.
to give you a 3, 2, 1. You tell me which you would rather not have died, Belushi or Farley. 3, 2, 1.
Belushi.
Okay, there you go.
Well, but I see the same thing. Like I see, like Phil Hartman gets killed, and I wrote it this weekend. And they were showing an old episode at 9 p.m. I'm like, Hartman was just a
Genius.
He was a genius. I mean, everything
Really
he did.
in an understated way, too.
Straight man.
Mm-hmm.
Just every voice, every mannerism. That guy
Hi, I'm
had
Troy
it,
McClure. That was
had
his
it
best work.
down. Yeah,
There's no doubt. Troy McClure.
You may remember me from such films as Blood on the Highway. God, we got it. Whatever else.
I swear, no, it's that big because Troy McClure.
He did a shit ton on The Simpsons, actually.
Yes, he did. Hold on.
Whoops.
I'm gonna plug something.
Oh, that was
because-
you.
Yeah,
Never mind.
no, we gotta.
Are we primed for 8 to
Yes,
record?
we are.
Yeah.
No, but I hate seeing, like, I remember where I was. My dad called me about Phil Hartman. My dad called me about Chris Farley. And Farley was, like, on a weekend or getting ready to go into a weekend. And I just remember being crushed.
Oh, it's heartbreaking, man. It really is. Again,
And those two were within about 6 months.
I
In
know.
fact, exactly.
it was real close.
And he went
was
out
a
in such
Thursday.
a bad way too. You know, it's like that was what was worse with me is that, you know, I mean, going out with a drug overdose or something. That's like, you know, truly just this. You know, that's a bad thing. It's like, but the whole murder-suicide thing was just horrible.
Way worse.
It's like Benoit.
Oh,
yeah.
come on. Oh, yeah, you're right. Benoit.
Well,
that Benoit. Yeah.
Didn't kill her kids. I'll
Fair
give her
enough.
that.
Come on, let's lighten it up. Some Troy McClure for you right here. And it's not that Phil Hartman wrote this. Troy McClure doesn't work. There's no one else who could have done this and pulled it off, right?
Right?
Hello, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such movies as Cry Yuma and Here Comes the Coast Guard.
The Revenge of Abe Lincoln and the wackiest covered wagon in the West.
Buck Henderson, Union Buster, and Troy and Company's Summertime Smile Factory. Handle with care. Today we kill, tomorrow we die, and Gladys the Groovy Mule.
Could you imagine watching him in the studio recording this shit?
Because you know he went into
just
character.
Like us, just like us. Full character.
Yes.
That'd be great.
You know he went
love
into
sweet
character.
Lead paint, delicious but deadly.
One of my favorites. Lead paint, delicious but deadly.
And here
So
comes
true.
the metric system.
Here comes the metrics. Nobody could have done that as well. God.
That's why I love news radio, man. That show
That was a great one.
underrated show of all time.
Well, it had the kids in the hall guy, too. What? Foley?
Dave
David
Foley.
What else do I have? Okay.
But anyway, see, I am Chris Farley. Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. So E's telling me, Corey, about this thing where
You heard about this, though? Oh,
this
sorry.
thing.
Yeah,
So
pretty
is
sure.
it Discovery Channel E or National
Planet Earth?
Geographic?
I'm not sure where Planet
So
Earth
Planet
is. I
Earth
think
is
it's
out
Discovery.
filming, getting all their footage together for their great nature documentaries.
Oh, I thought Greg Williams was trying to encourage the Rams
Well,
defense.
maybe.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's Discovery Channel.
Discovery. Now, what the hell happened to them?
So they were, doing their footage thing of a giant, a herd of antelope in Kazakhstan. And it's, I guess, the part of the year where they all start to give birth, or the ones that are pregnant start to give birth. And as it's happening, like a virus just goes through the entire population, wipes out 150,000 of these antelope in 3 days as the crew's there. It's just nuts. There's giant mass graves they've had to dig just to make sure that whatever this virus is, doesn't go into like the commercial livestock of the region. So they're pretty scared of it. It's pretty nuts.
My God.
Well, it keeps the gun nuts from just flying over there and shooting them for $20,000 a piece.
Well, why not do that? If you're gonna have a virus wipe them out, why not make $20,000 on top of each of them?
Yeah, sell a permit for.
Yeah, why not? If you got 150,000, it could just die. I mean,
Go shoot a giraffe. A large stationary object. Boy, that's fair. Does the giraffe have a
What
gun?
kind of hunting would
I'd like
be
to fight
fair?
one with like Highlander style, because you got a real good target. It's easy to chop off their heads. What I'm
That
getting
can
at.
be-
You have a lot of
Only
target,
one.
a lot of neck there.
Yeah,
Well, okay, what's fair? What type of hunting's fair?
None.
man versus man.
I think
That's not really hunting though.
I
It's kinda
The
like
condemned?
I think if you go deer hunting with a bow, I think that's good.
how?
Why?
What if you're an Indian? Is it fair?
Grow some fucking balls and play a sport or something. Jesus. I hate hunting.
Why?
What's the point?
What's the point of sports?
A lot of
Well,
people
there's
do
a-
it
the
for
hu-
food.
That's not a sport. Back then, you had to do it to live.
Well, people still do it for food, though.
How many? Out of
A
the popular,
lot.
5 out of 90 out of 100%?
No, I mean, like, if you're talking about hunting deer, I mean,
bet
that's
1%.
mainly for eating.
I get my deer summer
It's
sausage
not-
every year. I love
So
it.
you think they get more out of eating that instead of hanging that head up on their wall?
No, they definitely
You're
want an 8-point buck on the wall,
exactly.
but they don't waste it, Corey. This is not stripped
Yeah, for the most
carcasses
part.
of buffalo on,
Yeah, I mean,
sitting
can't
on
they-
the prairie.
Can't they do both? I mean, what's the
No.
big deal? They can't have antlers on their wall
Only
and
the
eat
Sith
the food.
deal in absolutes, Corey.
Only the Sith, Corey.
You guys, the hunting shit, it gets to me. I don't like it. What do you think about them going overseas into the whatever safari of Africa and shooting giraffes?
Ask Trump's
and,
kids. They do it.
and
Actually,
lions.
as long as it's not
Actually,
endangered,
if
I'm
you
fine
want to
with it.
know, it's actually been one of the best things for conservation. I'm not joking.
Back that up.
It makes no sense, but it does
Oh, well.
because
It
what
makes
these
no
people
sense,
do-
but it does.
These people, they charge a lot of money for them to go over there and actually hunt something, and they usually set it up to where they hunt only certain ones that they want them to hunt. Generally, older males after they've gone past their peak.
Okay.
Reproductive
And then-
cycle gone.
and then they hunt them, and then all this money gets introduced into the system that they can then use to then conserve
Ain't that crazy?
animals.
We conserve
I
by
am
killing.
not joking. This is documented fact.
Let me ask you this: how are you with fishing?
I could give a shit about
Is it a
fish.
sport?
No.
it's an
Oh, but you know what's great?
It's an activity. Although the IHSA, the Illinois High School Athletic Association, does have a bass state championship.
I watch this shit. It'll be like 6 a.m. if I'm awake, which usually I am, insomniac, and they show these fishing things and people going ape shit for a guy holding up a fish. It is Comedy Central.
They pull that bass boat into that arena,
They've
and
got-
that guy reaches into the tank and he hauls out that big bass.
Reach into the cooler, Jimmy.
Doggy.
And people
7 pound 8 ounce. 7
people
pound 8 ounce.
spontaneously combust when they see a fucking guy grab a fish out of a cooler.
Yeah.
If that ain't backwoods, then I don't know what is. They have announcers. They have fireworks.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
It's a whole to do. Yeah.
Oh, I so want to be one of those announcers.
No, I
To
want
me, it's the same thing.
Please.
I don't care about fishing, but it's the same thing in baseball when you hit a home run. You've got fireworks for a home run, whoopity fucking do. You hit the ball 400 feet.
It's a contest that involves hand-eye
It's a
coordination
contest.
and uniforms.
Who knows how to read like fishing? You can still you can argue all day long that it's a contest. The best man wins.
Yeah, but it's funny.
Yeah,
I
that's
want
funny
co-
to me about baseball. That it's such a big deal.
I want
It's all funny. It's all what people enjoy. Who gives two fucks?
I want
But I didn't. I'm not harming it. I'm not saying like you can't go do it. I just think
kind of are with hunting.
I totally am with hunting. I think some of that hunting stuff is bullshit.
What do you care if it's not endangered? What do you care? It's just a fucking animal. It's just an animal.
All right, I like animals, so.
You eat chicken?
Why don't you marry him?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, you eat chicken.
You like chicken?
You like burger?
Do I like burger?
I knew it. Burger eater.
Yep.
All right, you guys got me. I give up.
Corey,
I'm done.
I would
I'm not
like,
going to argue this.
because here's a sport I want to take up. Well, sport.
Because it's
hunting.
all emotion on your end. You can't argue emotion.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I think duck
Which
hunting's
is totally
fair.
fine, but
Okay, so do you mind cruelties to like dogs and when they
I hate it.
lock them in a cage?
Hate
and
that's
they're-
assuming you're assuming hunting
starving
is a
them?
cruelty.
In many ways, it is. I've seen animals that they show just watching them die. Yeah, I don't find any joy in that.
I mean,
And then a guy just stripping the thing and putting its head on his wall. That's
I don't find any joy in it either. But to each their own, I say. It's just a fucking animal. Let people do what they want. If you're not wiping
Okay,
out a species,
I'm not gonna stop it. Just saying I don't like it.
like
That's
we
it.
You want to go pheasant hunting
civil
with me?
liberties to me. I say anything you want to do.
You want to
Listen
go
to me.
pheasant hunting?
I'm not saying I'm going to stop it or anything. I
hear you.
I'm not a fan of it. That was all I was saying. I can't remember how we got to that.
Come pheasant hunting with me.
Not a chance
Why
in
not?
hell.
The
Come
dog has to
mouse hunting with me.
scrounge up a bird.
Snipe-
Then he has to get the bird to take off and fly. Then you have to hit the bird in the air. That's competitive.
To me, hunting's retarded for a whole other thing.
What?
Going out at nighttime in the cold, sitting up in a fucking tree for 6 hours on end, waiting for a stupid animal to walk by you to shoot. That's just dumb. I don't care that you're killing an animal. You're a goddamn moron. Going out in the middle of the woods, sitting in a fucking tree.
So you're saying the reward for being an idiot is justified?
I guess so.
Okay.
The reward for
I can live with
anything is
that.
if it's what you want to do, that's the reward.
Yeah.
I have no problem with people doing what they
I
want
will
to do.
How
still.
about competitive coon hunting? Would you do that with me?
It's fine.
competitive
I
coon
just
hunting.
you want to go shoot something right now? I'll go kill something with you. But
Really?
what do I care? You wanna-
Yeah. I don't like guns. I don't like any of that shit.
yeah.
Just not a fan.
All right, speaking of killing stuff, Negan, he's back for season 8. It's been confirmed. I forget, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is the...
Yes, that's his name.
He's a 3-named actor. You know why he's a 3-named actor?
Because he's a serial killer.
No, that's what I thought too. But he was on Stern the other day, and he said there was already a Jeffrey Morgan in Screen Actors Guild, so he had to do the Jeffrey Dean Morgan thing.
It's like why Steve Austin is Steve Austin.
Yeah.
$1 Million Man?
Yeah, no.
Not that one.
Not that guy.
Steve Williams, Dr. Death. That's why Steve Austin
Boom.
became Steve Austin.
The Oklahoma Stampede, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. Go ahead.
All right, he's back. So I got to tell you, E, I'm having a hard time with Walking Dead.
I hear you. We've had this discussion. Everybody's having this discussion. Season 7's horrible. It's slow. It's the worst season ever. What else you got
What else do I have?
about season 7?
It started off just fine. I'm sure it'll end just fine. And I get there has to be peaks and valleys.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I want my shows to ebb and flow. However, what I don't want is 1 or 2 character-oriented episodes that are obviously directed by a unit director while they're off filming another episode at the exact same time. What I'm seeing this year is just a cheap-ass show and a cash-in.
I mean, I could see where you would think that, but every season is basically the same. You start off with a bang, then you got 6 episodes.
I get that.
Hanging out at the farm, and then a big outro. And then
I
half
get
the
it.
season's done, and the next half of the season comes on. You pick up where your cliffhanger left off.
But we've never seen these, like, we had an
Think about the
episode.
Terminus season, where they walk down the railroad tracks for 5 episodes. And then the one where the girl...
But they cut to other things.
Barely. You had Daryl with the bikers, which Rick eventually bit that guy's throat out.
Yeah.
It's little small things that nobody remembers, but every season before was awesome. Every season before was exactly the same, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
It's just this year it's popular for people to shit on it because...
Why?
I guess because, like you said earlier, it started out with such a bang that how do you keep up?
Well, I mean, no, look, because even around the house, we'll be like, okay, this is going to be a Carol episode tonight where we just see Carol bake cookies? Because we know. And we're treated to the gal who's peripheral at best. Tara getting an entire episode donated to her.
Yeah.
Come on, you could not have been happy with that.
That I was not happy with. That's
And
not
that's
a
where
character
I
they're
am.
going to spend any. The only thing that episode could have possibly served to do is introduce another community. Why they had to use Tara as the vehicle for that, I do not know.
Right.
But also they're showing that they're building up that the world is now made of lots of communities.
Yeah, we got lots of little pockets out there.
Right. That's all they've done this season.
Yeah.
They're building up. They're showing that there's an army that's going to take on the Saviors.
Yeah.
Doing it slowly, but
Is
that's
it
what
the,
they do
is
every
it the
season.
Kiss Army?
Oh, that'd be.
They are involved, but they're a fringe group.
Yeah.
They are a fringe
They're
group.
off in their own island, sort of right outside Detroit.
Oh,
What you don't know in
Yeah.
the Walking Dead universe, Gene Simmons survived and is actually he runs his own community.
Yeah. And what he does is
They took over the Kiss
They wear
Cruise.
more makeup and high heels.
he puts
than
on his
I've
shoulder
ever did.
pads, okay? And when he needs to kill a zombie, he just runs right into him and spears him right in the head. With
I
the
didn't.
He shoots
with the
fire.
spiked
And when
shoulder
you guys,
pads.
and I just got my Kiss costume in the mail today, so
Will you wear that to work like literally every day?
there's gonna have
Just
to
wear
be a
the
bet
boots.
lost or one.
Just wear the boots.
No.
What about
I've
just
had- I've
money?
had the boots.
Can I just pay you like $50? Is that enough?
You can.
Would that be enough?
If we gotta go makeup and hair and everything.
What's that cost? I'm just give me a not carte blanche.
How much does it cost for
Z
you?
job?
How much does it cost for you not to do
You
this?
don't know. You don't want to know. Okay.
Ping pong.
I'm
handle.
sorry. You guys finish.
Oh.
Get off.
I'm finishing. Get there, Tony.
I can't believe we've gone this whole time. You're not even going to bring up that Guns N' Roses is coming.
So I'm driving on the bridge, and suddenly the digital billboard pops up.
I didn't know if you saw it or not.
I did see it. I
That's
just saw it
awesome,
last
dude.
night, and I immediately texted a friend. I said, there's a Patience billboard on Poplar Street Bridge
I
in
love
St. Louis. So let me ask the man with the ties to Live Nation, Brian, is this happening? Do we have a venue?
I can neither confirm nor deny this.
But you know the
Figures.
answer.
Actually, I don't. My wife even was not telling me anything about
Your
this.
wife's name's Even?
No.
Oh.
Why
You
not?
said your wife Even
Tell you what,
told you that.
it doesn't-
My wife, I asked her, when I saw it pop up.
I asked her. That's her name.
And then she did not give me any information.
That's great.
What
I
the
don't
hell?
believe
Your
this.
wife wouldn't even
I'm
tell
not
you.
kidding.
I don't believe this
I
for a
could
second.
show you the Facebook
I want
conversation.
my 8 front row
I
tickets now.
said,
Double
I asked her, I was
secret
like,
probation.
is it true that Guns N' Roses is coming to St. Louis? And she posted a bunch of pictures of people going like, what? You know, like that kind of stuff. And then she like didn't say anything.
So you guys didn't talk verbally about this?
She posted like, little
Answer the
gifs and
question!
stuff.
Did you have a verbal communication about Guns N' Roses?
Nobody expects
Kind
a
of.
Spanish Inquisition.
And what happened in the verbal communication?
Nothing.
Was there any tells?
She did not confirm nor deny.
Did
But
she
what
blink
about her
twice?
body language?
Here's
Well,
what
I
we're going to
couldn't
do.
see her. She couldn't blink twice.
Linguistics.
We're going to call her, Brian, and what we're going to do is we're going to
On
go
the air?
all
Let's
the
do it right
all the
now.
president's men, okay? We're going to count we're going to count to 10. Okay, just like which one was it? Woodward or Bernstein? Bernstein. Just like Carl Bernstein did.
Bernstein Bears.
Okay? And we're going to count to 10. If she's still on the line, Guns N' Roses are coming to St. Louis.
Ooh, I like it.
We need to have a show and break that news on here. Boom. She
We're gonna be
knows
the
it's like
announcement?
on the time. Yes.
Damn, that's going to blow us up.
75 people would go crazy.
Maybe she can get Axel to get on our show.
75 people. Okay, so where are we looking to see him? I don't want to see him at Riverport.
No.
Dome or Bush?
I would prefer Bush.
I always prefer Little Bush.
It won't be Bush. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, no.
It
Why?
won't be Bush. I can guarantee you
I don't
that.
want to go to the
Why?
damn dome.
Because they will only sell Bush for certain shows, and it won't be Guns N' Roses.
yeah.
Okay, I will tell you this, though, Brian.
Taylor
I was at 2 GNR concerts, as you know, last summer. The crowds were not a problem. They weren't ripping anything up. And, basically the damage done to a stadium for a rock show was no different than the damage done to a stadium for a sporting event.
All right, here. Got the actual conversation that I had with my wife. Is Guns N' Roses actually coming to St. Louis now? And then she posted a picture of a thing with swirly eyes, a thing tilting its head, a turtle with a question mark, and then wrote, no clue. And that was the end of the conversation.
Yeah, that's her covering her tracks so she can show that to her boss because Live Nation monitors her correspondence.
But you have
which
to-
I understand. So I'm going to take that as a yes, Corey.
It looks like it's going to be a spring show, so that's got to be Dome or Savis. Scottrade, whatever the fuck
I don't
you
want to
call
see it in an arena.
too small,
It has
right,
to be
for
a
them?
stadium.
But I don't know.
Gotta
If they're
have
going
a
to go back and
stadium.
do the smaller cities, they'll do
Well, then,
arenas.
then I want the Fox.
Well, Jesus, Tony.
Well, you asked me what I wanted.
I
That's
heard
what I
they
want.
might do the Wildie down the road here.
That'd be great.
The Wildy.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Be Wildy.
They're going to be on the
Don't-
next Kiss cruise.
Don't tell anybody, but I can confirm.
Isn't Def Mefford opening for them?
Yes.
Sorry.
That guy sure can rock.
That was just funny.
I
It was the timing
think
of
they're coming.
Are you going to go to the show, T.O.?
it. Well, you heard it here
Def
first.
Mefford?
Tim said it.
No. God, you've been to a Def Mefford
No,
show.
I actually haven't.
Yes, you have. You just don't remember.
I left.
Rise
I didn't
up,
stay for
gather
it.
round.
You kidding me?
That's a different death.
Yeah.
Is there
Not-
any event that you've ever been to from its start to its conclusion?
No.
No.
You excited, Tony?
Yeah, because the shows this past summer were great. The set list will be expanded, and it's really a tribute to rock and roll. And these are very guitar player oriented shows.
So-
They really do not focus on Axl.
I'm just
Axl-
excited because I'm going to go. But
Axl
continue.
does his thing, but if you love guitar playing, and I know a bunch of the people in this room do, Brian, these are guitar player shows.
John Mayer caliber.
Without the
Funniest thing he
That dude
said
can
all
wail.
fucking day.
without the wimpiness, but yes, that caliber.
But John Mayer would walk in here and kick all of our asses. That dude's a grown,
Honestly,
So would Ronda
it's
Rousey.
a grown man. Right
Honestly,
there.
I got to stick up for John Merritt.
He can wail on a guitar. There's no doubt.
The guy can play.
He can play.
He may be a
He
pussy, but he can
so
play.
so I'll tell you this. Here's what you should look forward to, Corey.
Vajnish.
The band as assembled right now is the best lineup they've ever had, and the lead guitar or the lead rhythm. There's no such thing as lead rhythm. Brian, lead rhythm guitarist.
Rhythm guitarist.
Their rhythm guitarist is from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Richard Fortis,
Oh, Richard.
The old Richard Fortis.
Yep.
trio.
and he's really good.
Old Dick
Dick Fortis.
Yep.
With just Dick Fort for
Went
short.
to grade
It's-
school with him.
Yep. At,
Fort Dick.
I used to hang out at Fort Dick.
that's his
So,
name.
That sounds bad.
Richard Fortis. So T.O., you'll go to the concert. We'll get you there. You'll be dead within seconds.
We better be in a suite.
Here's
No, even then he'll leave. Even
Me
then
and
he'll
T.O.
leave.
went to an event one time together. We almost stayed the whole time.
we left.
We left.
You left
right
within
at the very
minutes.
No, we
We
watched.
saw the end.
Yes, we got it from our seats though, and watched it from the exit.
The very furthest place you could watch the end of it, we were there.
We were brilliant,
And
is
then we
what
left
we were.
as soon as it hit the ground.
A squirrel ran by.
So
That did happen.
Guns N' Roses comes. Let's say they do the dome.
Why are you
cleans it
doing
up?
these dramatic pauses?
No, because I'm trying to
It's
put it
the
all.
only
together.
way he speaks.
No, how many people come to the dome
Like
for
Shatner.
this?
60,000, whatever. I don't know. However many seats there are.
Is this a destination concert?
All GNR concerts, by definition,
What's a destination?
are destination
Like
concerts.
people from Chicago,
Yes.
Kansas, like a regional concert.
Yes.
So they're that.
T.O.,
they're that
I
big.
went to Kansas City and Orlando.
My point is, since
what would
they
a
were
normal
just in
person
Kansas City, will there be a bunch of people come from Kansas
Yes.
City
Yep.
here? So people will see them more than one time if it's close. I mean,
Yes.
you're doing
I
it. Yes,
think
but-
that's what he's saying.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I don't follow rock music, so this is not my thing.
Clearly.
Clearly. Yeah.
Is there anybody that could be in the death pool from this group?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay, Guns N' Roses death pool. Let's do it. Go.
Oh, Axel.
I'm gonna do Dick Forrest because he's the only one I know.
They got this new keyboardist. She's pretty young. Brian, I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. She's got blue hair. She's an official member of the group,
You know that,
but she looks like the candidate for heroin
Blue Iris, is that
overdose.
her name?
Yeah,
is
no,
it?
don't know
Blue
who she
Iris?
is.
You're going with the young chick over all these.
Oh
other
yeah,
old-
oh yeah.
Okay.
The old guys have learned their lessons.
Yeah.
They know their limitations. It's the young ones you got to watch out for. They don't know. They're crazy.
Okay, so I've got my pick. Tony has his. Corey, who you going with the Guns N' Roses death pool?
Is in the first to die?
Yeah, just
Well, it'll be
someone
Axl Rose.
someone that might not make it to the concert.
Oh, that's not happening.
They're under contractual obligation not to
Yeah,
die.
they can't die.
People were saying that about Prince for the Purple Rain tour 2017.
No, they weren't.
Purple
No, they
Rain.
weren't.
He was so good, that movie.
Oh man!
Do you sit through
you
that
should
movie?
have just threw the mic down and walked off stage.
Never seen
T.O.
that. No,
you've never
but
seen it
you
once.
had to come back and make the last one, didn't you? Can't help
Dumb
yourself.
bastard.
You son of a bitch.
This podcast has been brought to you by Amazon.com and by Audible.com. Get yourself a free audiobook, folks. Audibletrial.com/notsofast. Tune in to Surreal Talk with our man E here, who brings you 2 episodes a week.
It's only been one like the
SurrealTalk.com.
last.
Why don't you get on the stick and start doing 2?
Hey,
You know how
Brian,
much
could you
your
play us out
fans
to some Purple
demand
Rain?
it.
They do, but you know how much research it takes to put together one
a
show?
lot.
Little Prince, please.
A lot. And
Tad.
don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Not So Fast Show, on Facebook at facebook.com/notsofastshow.
Never meant to be.
And subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or any major podcast outlet like Podbean. And when you do, if you would, please leave us a 5-star review. I don't want to hear a word about Kentucky.
One last thing, Joe Warren from Lineup MMA.
Yeah, Lineup
Fights
MMA.
for the Bellator Bantamweight Championship Friday night on Spike TV. You can catch him on
Hey, good luck,
Lineup
Joe.
MMA.
LineupMMA.com. He is one of the co-hosts. He, Ben Askren, and their host, Sean Wheelock.
What shows you got coming in, Corey?
Shawnee.
Oh, yeah. Corey does have a new show he's launching. It's called
Susan B. Anthony's. It's about cross-dressers. Clothing show is what it's about. It's a fashion show.
Usually you have to go to Vice to see something like that, but Corey's got a
I'd
podcast
like to guest
for you.
host on that sometime.
Would you?
Oh, no.
That'll do it for producer Brian, for Corey, T.O., and Biggie. I'm Tony. We'll talk to you next week here on lineupmedia.fm.
Clear.
Pretty close.